Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Mango here. So I'm coming with you today with my Dragon World deck profile, and basically let's just get started. So of course we got the Dragon World flag, and we're gonna start off. I'm gonna put it to the side here and I'll bring them out. We're gonna start off with 4 Drum Bunker Dragon. So this is your main buddy. Basically pay 1 gauge, and when he's called onto the field, soul charge, or put a card from the top of your deck into his bottom, because he has soul guard. So soul guard is when some way he would get killed, you could just drop that card to the drop zone and he stays. So pretty good card. It has a defense of 5,000 and an offense of 5,000 and a critical of 3. So it's a pretty strong card. I like it, I like it being my buddy and everything. Low cost, soul guard, and a pretty good stats for being your buddy. And then I do like I play also the buddy card, that my buddy, so that means I don't have to get another drum to play in there. So I have 3 in the deck and my buddy card, and then this is my buddy starter. Alright, moving on. My other grade 2s is I have 1 of this Powpow Bunker Dragon. Basically it's a pay 2. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's basically a 2 gauge, not 2 gauge, but 2 energy, 2 monster, whatever you want to call it. It has an energy, it has an attack of 4,000 and a defense of 4,000 and 2 critical, and you don't have to pay anything for it, which is good. And it has penetrate. This card is so good, and it's a triple rare, so it's pretty hard to come by. My buddy Zach, he got 4 boxes and he only got 1 of these, so it is pretty hard to find. I'm gonna try to find some more, because I do like him a little bit more than the other card I have in there, because he's just free. You just plop him out there for free, and he has penetrate. So if something's 6K, you can put something else, one of your ones, and link attack to it. So again, penetrate is really good in this game. Now we have is Drum Bunker Barrier Breaker. So basically this is another version of Drum, except he has a 6,000 attack but a thousand defense, which is not good. He's not gonna stay out there ever. He's just gonna be out there for a turn possibly. So his cost is you have to pay 2 gauge, and he has penetrate. If you have a 6K middle defense, and defense, plop him out there. He does a quick 3, and then he's probably not going to end up being there for the next turn. So that's why I kind of want to find more of him so I can replace him. But right now he's done some work. He's pretty good. If you've seen some of the game, he's pretty good in case they put stuff in the center and everything, and just to get rid of it. All right, the next one I have here is, I can't even pronounce, Jajahar Dragon. I like this one because he comes in the starter deck, and he has 8,000 attack and 4,000 defense, which these are really good stats for a 2K that you don't have to pay anything for, because sometimes they'll put a level 3 monster out there that has 8K defense, or even something that has 7K defense, and you're just like, man, I got a link attack something, but you plop him out there and he can take him out by himself, and he has two criticals, so that's not bad at all for just a card that you get in the starter deck. If anything, you would say, okay, why don't you play more of him and stop paying 2 gauge? But right now I just like having him at 1, just testing him out and stuff like that. And I really like when I have him out there. He does some really good work for me. Now I'm moving on to my grade 1s. Dowson Rapier Dragon. I run 4. Reason being is because I like his attack. He has 1,000 defense for a grade 1, It's not good, of course, but the 5,000 attack, again, he's not going to be out there very long, so that's why I run 4. But when I do have him out there, you know, he can take out anything 4, 5, you know, link attack to make anything easier to take out. So Dowson Rapier Dragon is a must in any deck. If anything, run 3, but I like to run 4 at this moment. The next card I run is also Spike Shoulder Dragon. He's a gauge 1. Now you're probably saying like, man, there's a lot of cards that you have to pay a gauge for. Do you even have the gauge? But you're gonna see with the deck, you got the blue shield, you have the weapon item that lets you charge 1 when you hit your opponent. You're gonna charge a lot in this deck, and at times you're not even gonna need to charge because you have so much good charge. You have so much gauge that you'll be like, okay, well, I don't need a guard charge, and you can just fill your hand up and keep going from there. But you know, pay 1. His stats aren't really good. He has 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense, but the critical 3. You know, if I end up with 1 of him in my hand at the beginning of the turn, I'll plop him out there and just attack for 3. And if I can get a 3 right off the bat, that's not bad. You know, you gauge 1. Pay a gauge, you still have 2, you plop them out there, attack for 3. You know what I'm saying? It's really good. That 3 critical can be very devastating. My other ones are Bronze Shield Dragon. Now Bronze Shield Dragon is good because he has 6,000 defense. You know, anytime I don't have anything in the centers, I need something to protect me, Bronze Shield Dragon will be there for you. I run 2 just because I didn't have any more, and I could get 2 more. It's easy, but I just felt like just running 2 right now just to try him out, and he does really good work. Now his attack is very low, which is 2,000. So sometimes you'll see in some of my videos he sits there, and I'm like, okay, I can't attack and do anything, so I just leave him in my center and hope he can protect me for a couple turns, or at least draw out a link attack. So that's something that he's gonna do, is draw out some link attacks, unless if he has a big monster out there or something that can kill it. Then I have these guys, basically Bear Trap Fang Dragon and then Shield Dragon. They're kind of like the same, but they're opposite, because this one has a 4,000 attack and then the 2,000 defense. So the Bear Fang has 4,000 attack, 2,000 defense, and 2 critical. And then this one has the 2,000 attack and then the 4,000 defense. So just a little bit more defense and a little bit more offense. I run 1 of each. I'm probably going to replace them with maybe some more Bronze Shield Dragon, but I kind of just like having them just because they're 2 different cards and, you know, not bad at all. So, all right, now we're going to move on to the spells. I'm going to start you off with, of course, the way to win. One of the ways to win in this game is your impact card. This is Gancho Punisher, or as I like to call it, Win. So this card, basically, you have to, both you and your opponent have to have your center open, and then you have to pay 4 gauge when your opponent is at 4 life or less. When you do that, you pay the cost, and then basically you play this and you automatically deal 4 damage to your opponent. I don't like impact cards in the game because they make them just ridiculous. You know, just a free win. You know what I'm saying? Not free win, because you got up to that point, but it's just a win. That's basically why I call this card just Win. You just win. That's all you do with it, is win, because it can't be nullified. So it's not like if you have a shield and I play this, you can nullify it. You get to 3 damage, I have 4 gauge. People are like, oh, he's gonna play Gancho Punisher. So it's a great card. I just wish they made this a little harder to get, and they wouldn't give it to you like right off the bat in the starter deck. Or just it made it like really hard to get. Maybe had like some other impact card and maybe made this one a harder card to get, but you know, everybody's gonna get 1, everybody's gonna get 4. So you always, if you're playing Dragon World, you always gotta watch out for your Gancho Punisher. Always be wary of the 4 gauge. Always. Let's see here. Now the draw of the card of this deck is basically going to be this card here, Dramatic Dragon. I can't even pronounce the damn name. I'm sorry, guys, but basically what this card does is you have 5 life, and 5 life or less. You're going to basically play this, drop your whole entire hand. So usually what you want to do is you want to play out as many cards as you can. If you can play 3 monsters, play the 3 monsters. You want to play a weapon, and, you know, play any other cards that you can. And then once you can't play any more cards, you play this card. You drop your whole hand. Usually, I usually drop this when I have nothing in hand, because I'll try to play everything that I can. Drop this and then draw 3 cards. So the drawback is that you need to be at 5 damage or less. So, you know, early game, this is useless for you, but late game, it could be a lifesaver, because then, you know, when you need to get something going or you have nothing, you can go ahead and get one of these cards and then pick up 3 cards that could save the game for you. Can be a Gancho Punisher, and you can just win the game right there. So I run 4 just because again, I don't have to pay gauge for it, so when it's late game, I want to draw 1 of them. So you need to play 4 of these. I play also 2 Dragon Energies. So Dragon Energy, what it does is when something attacks or you attack something, it has counter and counter attack. So you play it at your opponent's turn, or your opponent's turn or your turn. It's gonna give 3,000 attack and defense to whatever monster it's attacking or it's being attacked. And basically, if the monster survives, whatever monster attacked it is gonna get killed right off the bat. So that's what's counter attack. Okay. We run 4 blue shields. Now I really love blue shields, again, because it's gonna run your deck in the sense of gauge. Counter attack. So basically, when you and your opponent have an open center, he attacks, you play blue shield, you charge 1 card. So right here, if you get to play all 4, you're gonna get to charge 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So you're gonna get to charge a card. Anytime I have a blue shield or a green shield, I play all my blue shields first so I can charge, and then hopefully not have to charge, you know, a card that I need or just another card. I can just wait, you know, another turn to charge. So blue shields are awesome. Nullify an attack and charge. Again, that's why I have more cards that, you know, you pay gauge for, because you're gonna be using cards like this and your item. All right, so moving right along, we have green Dragon Shield, which is basically the same thing. You nullify an attack, but you gain 1 life. You know, not bad. I don't mind gaining a life, but I would rather just like to charge. But with this here, you have 4 cards that are going to nullify attacks. So you have 8 cards, I mean, that are going to nullify an attack. That's not bad, you know what I'm saying? You have 8 cards that you can draw to nullify attacks. And, you know, anytime they put out a 3 critical dragon or monster or anything like that, nullify the attack, as long as you and your opponent have your center open, which isn't bad. Or like if they're gonna attack something important that you still need, like that drum with 1,000, and you both have your center open, boom, play that, nullify the attack. They can't destroy it. So it really does a great job in just protecting you or protecting your monsters when you have no center. So you can really, with 8 cards, you can play without a center for a while, because, you know, you can just protect yourself with these cards, and you're gonna draw into them, you know, a lot. Now I also played 2 Days of the Dragon. Now, Day of the Dragon is a very interesting card, because it's basically like, you know, and you a dark hole or something that's just going to blow the whole field. Well, not a dark hole, I mean a Regeki. You get to destroy your opponent's field. So you pay 1 gauge, destroy your opponent's monster. Your monsters can't attack this turn, but what's good about it is that your weapon can attack. so your monsters can attack. So let's say you have a monster to your left, a monster to your right, and then a weapon in your center. You play this, destroy all 3 other monsters, and then attack with your weapon and engage a card. So that's why I play 2. I wouldn't play any more than 2, just because, you know, you're just going to find yourself in certain situations that you're going to use it. And there's other stuff that you need to put in the deck than this. So we have 4 weapons. Now, again, the deck is not like Danger World, which Danger World, you need to have a weapon to play to play most of your cards, which in this one you don't. You know, I started out with the starter deck stuff, and then I traded and I got all 3 of these because I pulled one, so I got 3 more of these, and I ended up liking it way more than just any weapon. So I put some other stuff in the deck, and then just kept this weapon, because if I have another weapon and then I have to overlay another weapon, it's kind of pointless. I want to draw these, and I'm gonna get these, you know, once in a while. Most of the time I usually get them, and they do a lot of work. So basically what you do is you pay 1 life. It's called Steel Fist Dragon Knuckles. So you pay 1 life, you equip it to your flag or yourself, and basically when you hit your opponent, you gauge a card. So now you have your dragon shield that you gauge yourself, and then you have a weapon that can gauge. You can gauge technically in 2 turns. You have your opponent's turn and your turn. You can gauge 3 cards. So that's what I'm saying, that you're gonna gauge a lot. You know, is your opponent gonna nullify the 3 attack or the 2 to stop the gauge? Most of the time they'll stop you from gauging and they'll take the 3 attack, but I'll tell you now, I don't know about taking 3 attacks and letting a 2 hit and not letting a 2 hit and take a gauge. Sometimes that 3 attack can be very brutal. Or even at situations, there's cards that have 4 attacks. So, you know, I'll nullify those right away, then nullify this. So that's just, you have a lot of stuff that you can gauge. So that's why I have like a high cost of paying gauge. And most of the time you're gonna draw into them, and it's so bad. Oh, also it has a counter. So let's say, you know, it's at 2,000. It's pretty weak. So you attack and something's 3,000. You can pay 1 gauge against another 2,000. So it becomes, is it 2 or? Yeah, against another 2,000. So it becomes 4. So, you know, it gives you a little extra power. Or if you have to link attack and add more energy, you know. So it's counter. So if your opponent counters with something, then you can counter with that, and it can gain a little bit more power. I also have generic cards. We'll talk about this one first. Destruction. Basically, what I do is discard a card, destroy a weapon. I have 3 of these because you know, you play Danger World now, and they have to have a card. They have to have a weapon to have their stuff run. So, you know, if you get to destroy a weapon, most of the time if you already have a weapon, you're not going to keep a weapon, so you'll charge your other weapon. So, you know, you can destroy at least, you know, 2 or 1, and then, you know, kind of screw them up for a while, because if they can't use their cards or they can't use their stuff, then they're kind of screwed for a little bit. And then last but not least, we have Buddy Help. Now, Buddy Help is a generic card, and it's a double rare, I believe. No, it's just a single rare. It's paid 3 gauge, draw 2 cards. But I find it very, very important to me early in game, especially when I have 5 life. You know, I can't wait to be down to 5 to drop my hand and then draw 3 cards. When drawing seem to be very important in this deck. So, you know, if you're gauging a lot, then these are very, very important. I wouldn't say Magic World should need this, because Magic World already has their own. So, you know, they don't have just a generic, hey, draw 2 cards. So, you know, Buddy Help is really good. Again, high cost, but you're gauging so much that it isn't bad at all, seriously. So this is my deck. I'll leave the profile of the deck down in the comments down below. So like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you very much, and have a great day, guys. Buddy fight.